2025 taught me that productivity isn't actually about doing more, but it's about having the right tools at the right time. So today we're going through my full day and I'm showing you exactly how I use my full productivity toolbox, my Notion, my journal, and the apps that keep me focused. This is a behind the scenes of the full system that keeps me steady.
If you've ever wondered, how do I stay so organized? I have a shit ton of things to keep me organized. I wanna dance. Good morning, friend. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Dr. Quinn. I am an applied mathematician in my late 20s. And on my channel, I blog about how I am using my systems thinking and PhD to design my dream life. So I talk a lot about systems, productivity, healthy habits, womanhood, general life lessons. So if you're into intentional living, then I would definitely subscribe and maybe check out our communities. This week, I want to walk you through my productivity tools. So I did a full analysis of my 2025, and then I reset for January and Q1 in my last video, but I didn't really show what I was using to do that reset because I talk a lot. And so I figured I would make this its own video walking you through exactly what I use throughout my day. I want to take you through my full day today of what keeps me going and how I use it in both daily context, but also how it extends to my system from daily to weekly to monthly to quarterly to yearly. You can see this live in my systems and routines playlist, but I want to update what I've been using. I actually don't have everything that I'll be using today. I am leaning into the journal ecosystem of it all, and I've actually bought a few more journals that have not come in yet, but those are to do with some newer goals of mine that we'll get into. So I want to show you how everything works in real time. I'm at the top of my routine with my morning journaling. I spoke about this in the last video. I was considering when I wanted to read. I'm loving this book. I have decided what I'm going to try for January, and if it doesn't work in January, I'll do something different in February. But what I'm doing is I'm starting my morning with just the journaling and checking in with my to-do list. Then I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'm going to come back and read, write, think, chill. That way I keep my morning momentum for the gym because I'm feeling pretty hype, and then I can come and relax before I have to go to work. It is a Friday. It's Friday, January 16th. Friday, January 16th. I've been exactly 2 weeks since my analysis video, and my PI is not in the office today, so I am much slower. I don't have to meet with anyone. I might not get there until who knows when, but we will be going to the office today, just at a much more glacial pace. So good morning. I want to do the things first, and then we'll check in about what they are, because if I talk about it, I may not have time to do it. You know what I mean? Oh, I want to show you. Let me show you. So I actually bought a newer pen for my journaling, and I'm obsessed with it, and it was intentionally accidental. I wanted one of the fancy old school pens. It's a twisty top, and it has that really cool sharp edge, And when I first pulled it out and ready to write with it, I was like, oh no, there's no ink in this. It's so old school, you have to buy the ink. So I couldn't use it for the first week. I ordered the ink, and now it just, I feel so hashtag vintage. I don't know what to say. I'm obsessed with it. This is now what I journal with. I told you all, so that I'm working on only journaling in cursive this year, at least apart from my quotes, so that I maintain the skill. I also need to go ahead and memorizing my poem I want to memorize for quarter one. Neither here nor there. I am obsessed with this pen, is what I wanted to show you before I start using it. It's so cute, and it's so like, top off, dip the pen in the ink, bro, what? It's so, it makes the ritual that much more fun. So I just wanted to show that to you. We'll check in after I've actually journaled. I have made it to the to-do list portion of my list, so I figured I can start talking about my systems. So I firstly have the Inner Thought Journal, which I briefly shared in my 2026 journal ecosystem video. So the brown one is my Inner Thought Journal, that's what I call it, and it's where I do my journaling of whatever's on my mind using my prompts from my favorite book. It's a quote book. And then I have my physical analog system, my 2026 bullet journal, very essential to my routine. I've been bullet journaling for years, just to hashtag prove it. Let me grab some. Here's some of my previous bullet journals. This was last year's bullet journal that I used. This one says 2018, 2017, 2019. This one, I didn't write a year on it. Oh, this is fall, spring. So one is spring 2019, one's fall 2019. Some don't have dates. And so journaling has been a core part of my productivity for years. When I wasn't physically journaling, I was using digital journals. I did for a time make some that I sold or gave away for free. I don't currently have the time to do that, so I can tell you the ones that I've bought that I really like. I really, really, really love Flourish Planner, Flourish. Her products are amazing. Her digital products, her Notion products, her everything. So if you're looking for something to use that's digital journaling, I definitely recommend her products. I love them. After my iPad had broke when I moved to Florida in 2024, I was like, oh, I think I need to go back to the physical, because I was gonna cry. I was like, how much of my stuff have I lost? Like, as a scientist, when my computer crashed, I was like, oh, thank God for my desktop, or I would truly have nothing I ever worked on in grad school. So that was my lesson in returning to analog, if you will. And then seeing the rise of it this year, I'm like, oh, yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. So this is the cornerstone of my productivity. Definitely, I take this everywhere, in my purse, in my work bag. And then I also am a hybrid productivity person. I feel that this doesn't make things as actionable as digital things do. because there's so many apps and calendars, and my calendar rules my life. I was just talking about this with my PI. If it's not on the calendar, it's not happening, which is why I actually get irritated when people are unwilling to schedule things with me, because then I'm like, so you're not for real. If you're not willing to put it on the calendar, you're just joking with me. You're not being serious. I don't know what you want me to say. If it's not on the calendar, it's fake. It's just an idea. And so by having things on the calendar, there's a need for my phone, is what I'm trying to say. And so I have apps around that really help me with that. So let's screen record actually. Do I have an appropriate wallpaper? Sometimes mine are a bit risque. Okay, they are. Okay, so let's screen record. So for productivity, I have the Productive app. I have not been using it as much, but it's a habit tracking app, and you can put into it the habits you want to do, and you can left or right click saying you've done it. So like, I have my tea, I've not done my reading yet, so it's a way to just check off your to-do super easily if you're not the kind of person who would track it in a grid, draw a grid, or anything like that. And then I also use ToDoIst. I have a paid subscription, and it's where you can put your to-do list into an app, and I have the paid version so that I can have unlimited essentially. And what I love about this app is that you can make things recurring. So my leg day is already set for every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So when I click this as done after I leave today, it will repopulate for next Monday automatically. And so I love this app. I learned of it from Hannah Witten in one of her videos. If I wanted to, let's say, film productivity tools, I want to do it today. It's a top priority of mine. It goes with my YouTube project, and I can add it to my list, and then I have it to check off. I can do this. You can plan as far ahead as you want to, and I do indeed plan really far into the future. And then whenever I have something I know I want to build it to my routine, I will add it to here and set every Wednesday, every whatever, so that it just notifies me. And so that's what I mean by making things actionable. I'm gonna pause the screen recording because these take up a lot of space. Okay, and now you're gonna overheat. Okay, next we have my Notion daily planner, which I actually have a shortcut to on my homepage because it is essential to my days now. It's basically the digital version of my journal. So let's get into that. On my homepage here, I have quick widgets. I have a rotating screen photo widget because it's my daily reference photo, and it just has all the photos I like of myself, of my niece, of my family, quotes, and so that's a rotating thing. And then I have a quick into my daily planner. This is something I made myself because I've combined several Notion planners. I originally got Jenna's free one in 2024. I tweaked that one for myself, and then I also got Flourish Planner's like very intense one for 2024. And so then I took that as my foundation, and me and Notion have become besties. I can make anything in this bitch. And so because the one that Flourish made didn't have a daily planner in it, they didn't have quite a few things that I like. So I've added a lot to it. So you won't get these things if you buy her planner. I've customized it like shit, so I just wanted to preface that. So I have here at the top, I have now decided to write my notes in Notion instead of my notes app, because I realized the other day that if I lost this phone, I would lose every single note in my phone, basically. Like if this phone were to crash or something, because that's a new fear of mine, is technology crashing. And I have essays, drafts, video ideas, work. I have so much in here, and I was like, I need something cloud-like to keep my notes in. And so I created a notes database. And so this is a quick capture, how you would write a new note. That's what that is for me. I have my time block. We're gonna ignore the fact that I'm not following it today. Even if I don't follow the exact times, I still follow the order. So like, I'm still doing it in order, even though it's not 4 a.m. as it's supposed to be. And then I have the yearly progress. And then this is what I fill in every morning here, my daily health tracker, where I enter, sorry, that's just my affirmations. In progress, when did I go to bed? It was kind of complicated, so I'm just going to say like 11 p.m. And then when I woke up, we're going to say 7 a.m. or, because I know I got 8 hours, but it was weird to put in. Hello, 15, sorry. and PM, dog. Why are we acting different? There we go. How much deep sleep did I get? I have to check Aura to see. Let's see, what does Miss Aura say? How much deep sleep do I get? 60 plus 44 is 104. I got 104 minutes of deep sleep and I woke up neutral. And so this is my health tracker. I won't go into the whole thing right now. And then also on my daily planner, under it I have my capacity charts. So when I enter in all of my health stats and feelings for the morning, it will populate a score for me, my start of the day score of how I'm feeling, and that number I've tied to capacity. So I have my ideal me, which is when I'm at like above 90%. I have the default me from like 60 to 70 or 80%, the usual range, and then anything below 50 is like, girl, you're running on fumes, adjust accordingly. And so I have different routines based on how my score is. So my capacity charts are right under there. I also have the way to interpret the health data that I've made because I'm a mathematician, and in case anyone ever asks me the math behind it, I have it right there. I have a link to my Excel sheet, which is also a central part of my routine. So I track also my intake for my health stats. So I log my sleep, my weight weekly, the calories I take, everything like that. And so I added a quick hyperlink photo there. I have a meal plan that I fill in every week, and so I normally try to follow this, but if I can, it's very easily editable. Like, I'm not going to eat chili tuna today because I'm out, so I might have instead, ooh, a meatball bowl. That sounds fun. So that's me updating my meal plan for today is Friday, 1/16. And then I have quick access to my workouts. I use a workout tracker here, and so I can see, we'll talk about this when I go to the gym. And then I also have a reference to my daily column because I use this in the morning and at night. I have quick access to my notes, and so you know how in the Notes app you have different folders, or at least I do. I recreated those in Notion and I pinned the ones I am working on. Notice here my Echo project. I've decided I'm going to be writing a trilogy, and I'm starting the novel, the first one, this year. I will have separate author tube videos to talk about that. But yes, I am in my writing bag. I'm officially zero drafting my very first book. So quick there, I have a productivity tracker where I put in how many tasks I've assigned myself today and then how many I complete, and that will tell me my productivity for the day. And then I have my to-do list of what's upcoming. All of this looks different on different apps. So if I'm on my iPad, different devices, this setup looks different, much more like 3-tier versus on my phone, but this is fine for me. I have a reading log, the video I'm recording, job apps to apply to, my monthly goals. So this daily planner is very essential. When I wake up in the morning, wow, it's 5 minutes long, that's crazy. When I wake up in the morning, I open this, I log all my health stats, I write them in my journal, then I look at my to-do list and I write it in my journal and go from there. That is how I know what I need to do, and I actually set up these things weekly. So we'll have to talk later about my full Notion system, how each of those is its own page, but I don't go into those pages because if I had to go one by one, that's what I was realizing, and why I made the daily planner. If I had to go in to each individual Notion page just to like check all these things, it would take forever. So I put all the essentials of the things I am working on every day, reading, to-do lists, time blocking, in one spot, and that's my daily planner. So that's an essential part of my productivity system. I love it and rely on it. So the Notion, the Excel sheet, and then also one more thing that's become essential is actually my phone. People have been talking about Brick as a way to, it's a device you can buy to help you get off your phone essentially. And something about having to buy a product to get off your phone feels a bit drastic. Like, I don't think, oh my God, I'm so ashy. Guys, I'm not ready. Oh my God, please ignore that. Oh my God, I'm so ashy. It's the morning time. I haven't got dressed yet. Please don't judge me. Oh my God. Anyway, something about buying a device to get off your phone just feels like, I just don't think my problem is that bad, basically. So what I'm trying to say, like, I don't think my screen time is that bad. And also, I don't feel like there's any morality to screen time. I just showed you that I'm using my phone for all kind of productive shit. So I'm reading on it, I'm writing on it, I'm doing my to-do list on it. I'm a scientist. I think I told this in one of my videos. It's a lot easier because of phones for me to type on my phone. Like I can open Google Doc for my literal work on my computer and on my phone, and I will type it on my phone because I can type fast as fuck instead of trying to type on the keyboard. And it's still a work document, but that will contribute to my screen time. So I don't moralize my screen time because my screen is for all kinds of things. It's like when old people are like, what are you doing on your phone? I'm reading, I'm writing. Why is it your concern? You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel about screen time. It doesn't matter to me. Sure, it can also show you, but I don't care enough to go through it. But that being said, I do recognize that there should be limits on when we use social media. So now instead of buying the brick device, I've tried to recreate it to the ways that would benefit me. So I've done two things. I have downtime in effect, and I have different focus modes. So downtime lets you choose which apps you want to be always available and which ones you want to cut off access to. And so my downtime is from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. and there's only like 10 apps that it will let you use. And yes, it does that thing where it's like, okay, ignore limit. But as someone with, I don't know, self-control, I don't press ignore limit unless I really want to. I'm just like, oh, okay, right. Like that's enough for me. I don't need an extra 5 steps to stop using it. I'll just be like, right, can't use it. Similarly, I have focus modes. So different times of the day, my phone will change screen. So for in the morning time, I have a morning routine screensaver, and on here is the list of to-do lists. Like I am a list follower. I give myself lists. And so this screensaver is essentially my morning routine in list form. So while I'm like moving about in the morning and I pick up my phone, I'm literally looking at what I'm supposed to be doing. Candle, tea, playlist, tracker, Sudoku. Like I'm listing out what to do. So if I'm like lollygagging or whatever, I'm like, right, I have it right here. And similarly at 6 p.m., the screen changes to the nighttime version where it's again a to-do list against a pretty background. And so I'm like, okay, what I need to be doing? Got it. So every time I pick up my phone, I'm looking at what I should be doing, and that's been really helpful. That plus the downtime, like I can't open the bad apps. And I have my to-do list literally in my freaking face. So it's easy to use my phone for positive things. So that's how my productivity is looking day to day. And I open this in the morning before I start my day. And then at the end of the day, I'm back in this spot, closing the loop. So that's my kind of daily routine. But there is more to go in depth with for the Notion. So we'll do that when I get back. We'll also talk about my workout tracker because I need to go to the gym. It's Friday. It's a leg day, as you saw. And I need to do it before I don't do it, but I also need to eat. So I think I'm going to make myself a parfait. Something protein, carb, and fiber before I go to the gym. And then we'll come back and read and get ready for work. So let's do it. I can now change my playlist as well. I had on my like chill vibes, but I'm getting ready to go to the gym. I'm putting on my workout playlist.
Because I'm trying to do the best I can, and they can't find something to satisfy me.
You know what's crazy? How bad my eyesight is now. Seriously, I have a real camera, and I said like I don't have one of the small ones with a smaller screen. I have a decently sized screen, and I can't see myself at the fuck all. Just my silhouette. Like, oh my gosh, my eyes are so bad, y'all. Used to be my pride and joy that I had 20/20 vision. Them days long gone. Okay. I used to treat my glasses like, oh, I just need them when I read. Oh, I just need them. No, girl, you need them all fucking day. All day. I can't see. Clearly, I can see. Like, I can see, thank God. Let me not speak too hyperbolically. But, blurry as fuck. Oh, there we go. Look at me. There I am. I can see now. It's 50 degrees outside, so layering up. What's the temperature where you are? I'm in Florida, so this is arguably like the hottest part of the country, and it's 50 degrees. So I'm sure it's gotta be colder like everywhere else. No? Bold assumption to make, but hey.
We ain't fucking with no nigga with no baby on the way. We ain't fucking with no nigga that ain't got nowhere to lay, bitch. I would never fuck a nigga first day. And we ain't fucking unless that pussy get A. Big lips. Your nigga will fuck me and pay my bills. Oh, now that big city homie saying some real. You broke or you ugly? Real niggas fuck with me, the bad bitches fuck with me. So if you don't find it cause you broke or you ugly.
I've tried several ways to fix this lighting, but the parking lot is so full today, and this is what it is. I just want to quickly, before I work out, I know this is crooked as fuck, but this is what we have in the car. My workout tracker, because it is a part of my system. I used to use an Excel sheet that I custom made, and I still keep a link to in the description box that works just fine. But for Notion, I just Googled, or I searched on Notion workout trackers, and then I went through them all, the free ones, and I chose one that really worked well for me. And I've created templates within it so that I can very easily set my routine. I have 3 blocks of workouts that I do: A block, B block, and C block, and I do each block for 8 weeks. So right now I'm in an A block, and I'll be doing that for January and February. And March I'll move to B block. And so when I set my workouts, I just choose one of my templates and it auto-populates. Isn't that amazing? That way I don't have to manually change it every couple months. I already have the template set. And so I'm just going to open. So this is this week's workout schedule. Sunday, I have photos on each one to inspire me. These are the goals. And I can choose if I've done it, if I've skipped it, if it's not started. And so today is the 16th. This is a glute curve workout day. I have it to where I can put my workout intention, which is to lift a little heavier today. One of my friends has really made me realize that I ain't been overloading the way I could be. So that's what I want to work on. And I have it already like what I did last week, so I know what doing more looks like. So we got pause squats today, single leg deadlift, lying leg raises, curtsy lunge, 1.5 hip thrusts. These aren't in order. I can customize the order in here, but I just didn't feel like it. So I'm going to do the 1.5 first, and then I'm going to do the single leg deadlift, and then I'm going to do the pause squats, lying leg raises, curtsy lunge, calf raises. Like, I just already know this because I've been doing it. But this is what I use, and you can create new pages. It automatically tells you your best weight you've used. See, I used 20 last week and my best was 120. Bitch, what are we doing? What do we do? I was at home. That's what we're doing. But yeah, so this is what I use when I'm in the gym. I go in, I already have it worked out, what I need to do, and I just do my sets. And then I leave, and then I have the proof of it so that I can make sure that I'm progressive overloading. The difference I feel between this and my Excel sheet is that it's hard to see the record unless I go look at the table view, like how I compare it week to week. Like when I have my Excel sheet, I can just go sheet by sheet and see that I went 50, 70, 80, 90. Here, it just logs your best one. It doesn't tell you what you did last week. So that's the only difference there. But this is a part of my Notion. I use Notion every day, and this is part of how I use it every day. So let's go freaking work out because I'm almost done with my pre-workout. I'm feeling hype. When I go to for leg days, I often want hype music, and yet on my arm and ab days, I listen to chiller music. What's that about? I couldn't really tell you. But my go-to playlist for leg workouts is called Baddie Femme, if you follow me on Spotify. And it's basically rap all by women that I currently know. It's not all the women rappers. I don't know everybody, nor am I probably into everybody. But if you have some suggestions, please leave them below. Women rappers. I really don't listen to a lot of male music because I'm gonna hear about women fucking and all that other stuff, it's gonna be from a woman's perspective and not from a man calling her a slut. I know my politics are spilling over into rap consumption. I know, just a little bit. Like, I love pussy rap, and I'd rather hear it from a woman than hearing like niggas talk about using bitches and whatever. Like, but also all the rap girls have different genres. Like Mauna Leo, she mostly be talking about like killing bitches, fighting bitches, being that bitch. Megan be talking about how bitches be hating on her, how she fine as fuck and she a pimp. And then we got Ken the Man, who's the real pimp, and who be talking about like spin game, like we don't fuck with these niggas that's lame type shit. And then we got like Lola Brooke, we got Doechii, who's like a lot of her shit is hype and like more like a firm affirmational type shit. Like all the baddies got their own like core theme messaging, so it's not all the same. Okay, to me. So we got Doja, who just be doing whatever. Cardi always on some male centered like type shit, like I suck dick better than you. Look, in this way I believe in women's wrongs. Okay. today was a bit too involved for me to actually record there, but I am home and I have eaten. I had to like do everything quick post gym, but I really like this outfit. Really like it. Oh, of course it comes on when I get home. Of course it does. I wanted to show you what's actually in my work bag as part of my productivity system. This is my current briefcase that I'm using. I was using my black one in the fall, but now that it's the first half of the year, I thought I'd go back to the light color. Much like how I have my bullet journal for my personal productivity, I do have a research journal. I have started by keeping one since I told you earlier that I had lost everything in 2024. The very first date in here says October 15th, 2024. LMAO, I wrote a key that I never even used, but I use this for all manner of note-taking, whether it be notes of me trying to figure out coding, pseudocode, whether it be me taking notes from someone coming in and being impressed with their work. This is someone's card, random to-do list sticky notes, just like research ideas, long-term research interests. So much like how I have my journal, I have this, and I'm actually towards the end. I'm on page 225, and there's 250 pages in here. Oh my gosh, am I near the end? Oh my goodness, I think I'm nearly out. So it's probably time to buy another one, or I might just move to this one. I have this pink one right here that's relatively empty that I could probably use. Look at that. Maybe this will be my new one for 2026 for my work journal, but we'll see. I might just buy a new one. So this is part of my productivity system. When I'm at work, I have this out, my bullet journal out, and my Notion pages up, and we're just going to do a full Notion walkthrough at my computer now that I'm home. And let me just put this back. I want to take you through how it kind of works in the flow of my system. I showed you what I use every day, and now I want to show you how that translates to my weeks, my months, my quarters. If I lose my Apple Pencil, I might lose my mind. So I have my iPad here, and I actually want to go ahead and show you my research things while I am by my bag. So I have here my research hub. I have my to-do list on the left-hand side. I have the projects I'm working on in the middle with some motivational photos, all the job applications I want to submit, my electronic lab notebook. So this is what I have open while I'm at work and I need to stay on track and not be looking at other things. Also in here, I have both my job applications database and my research reading database. So go into the job applications first. I basically use this to choose one or two every day. I have my affirmations at the top, my CV, my intro PowerPoint that I guess isn't working on my iPad, my to-do list for job hunts. I already have like a full list of things to apply to and their due dates, and so this is something I pull up often while I'm at work. And then I also have a database for the papers that I would like to read, whether that be specifically for papers I'm working on that someone sent me and I thought was cool, or things from my Zotero that I am just moderately interested in. I do have tags for them, and I would click done when I'm finished. And so this is kind of a personal Zotero, if you will, and it has links and summaries and everything. So this is what I have up when I'm at work. These are my specific researcher related Notion tabs that play into my productivity as a scientist, but then the rest of my life is through some other spreads that we'll go through at the computer. I do also want to plug the fact that I wrote an essay kind of describing everything I use already. It's titled How I Built My Life Operating System, and it breaks down how I went from bullet journaling to this full-on system, and then at the end there's a glossary of every single thing I use with examples and pictures. So basically everything I do a video on, there's most likely already a Substack version for that, because I know not everyone who watches videos reads essays, and not everyone who reads essays watches videos, and also maybe you do both. So I will leave that linked in the pinned comment. We're towards the end of the day, and I am getting ready to do my end of the night reflections, and I thought this would be the perfect time to go ahead and do a Notion full tour and in the order of how I use it from daily to monthly. So let's definitely get into it. I have my list of what I want to show you here, just so I make sure I'm sharing it in order. So I already showed my daily things this morning, and those are things I repeat at night. So I'm going to check in again with my bullet journal. I'm going to go back to my daily planner and complete the second entries, like what I ate today, how I felt, all of that. So my daily planner works for both my morning and my night. And then there are other things in here, and I want to show you the daily planner again, but this time what it looks like on the computer screen, because it does look a little different than how it does on my phone. It's optimized, or the order is for my phone, so I can see like the most important things to me first. Like I need to see my time blocking immediately. My to-dos are like towards the, like after I've woken up a bit, and so my daily health tracker is right under my time blocking. So I've set it up to be optimized for my phone, but I also like that it looks cute on my computer. So we're gonna get into this. Let me start screen recording. So we're on my homepage here, and again, I want to reference that I initially bought this template from Flourish Planner, and over the last year I have incredibly customized it. So I absolutely recommend hers as a starting point for anyone. It really helps you understand the goals to systems framework that I talk about. You set an idea, but then you need to break it down into tasks, schedule them, make it actionable, and her template already does that off rip. I just added a bunch of customizations because I have a lot going on. So it's not quite hers anymore, but it's still very effective. So I want to start with that. So this is how the homepage looks. You can see just my today's tasks. I have my deficit log. So if I click on this, it will send me to Excel so that I can log in what I ate today. I have my iNotes folder, so we're going to go into that next. I recreated my notes app into my Notion, and like I said, so if I lose my phone or something is damaged, I have access to all my ideas still, because I realized recently that my phone is a single point of failure. Worst case scenario, I drop my phone in the toilet, something I'm very scared of doing, and I lose everything that's on my phone. What do I still have access to? What can I put in the cloud? That was my frame of thought. Like, I don't want to be so dependent on a singular device, and I'm not going to pay for iCloud storage. It's not going to happen. You can stop bothering me. I'm already paying for the full Notion, and it's like a cloud, and it's prettier. I'm going to do that. I also have Google Photos and Google Drive. So I just wanted to recreate as much as possible so that I could have access also wherever I want. It's not dependent on a singular device. I can use your phone to log in. I can use my computer at work and log in. It's just connected to my email, which is connected to everything. So love that. So I have those. I put my top 4 that I always need to look at: my personal admin, which is like appointments, thoughts, and then anything personal that just is like a catch-all for whatever's relevant. All pinned is as exactly how it sounds. And then my trilogy that I'm writing, I want to stay connected to my characters, so I check my top pins every day. There's 3 I always check, so I'm like, yes, my girl Jade, okay, just gotta make sure I'm still checked in with her, right? Under here I do have my daily health tracker as well, and then my projects and rituals. I think this is initially called like your yearly goals, but my goals don't always fit in a singular year. So instead of calling this 2026 goals or 2020 whatever goals, a lot of these are ongoing, so I updated the framework for this. So I have the projects, the category, and then the status, and then as far as priority, and then I also added whether these are deadlines, like there's an end date for when I want to accomplish this, or if this is ongoing. Like YouTube is a project. There are multiple tasks under YouTube, but it doesn't end in 2025 or 2026, 2027. It's an ongoing project, so I'm not going to treat it like there's a deadline, but it is still important and top of mind. So that's kind of how I updated the goals section. And then I do have monthly goals. So this is just the home page. And while this could serve as a sort of daily planner, it's still not really. There's a lot more in it. So going to my daily planner, I have here on the left my time blocking, and I set this weekly. I have my tasks for the day, the links to my most relevant pages that I use all the time blocking, working out, reading, applying to jobs, doing my work. On the right here, I have the top notes that are relevant. So how in my notes app there's the pinned when you open it, I just recreated that here. And now whenever I have a thought, I just open Notion instead of opening Apple Notes. Well, that's not always true. Sometimes I open Apple Notes just because that's a reflex, but then at the end of the day, I will transfer, just copy paste it into this. So I'm hosting a workshop tomorrow. So this is part of very top of mind, my goals as far as what I'm writing. I've updated my Patreon, etc. So that's what this is. I have a bookshelf photo that I took on one of my math trips. So it's just aesthetic and cute, but also a memory. I have whatever I'm currently reading and currently recording. So you're watching the Life Operating System video. I haven't updated these pages. I read more pages from this book, but I haven't updated it. And then I also have the applications I'm applying for and when they're due, my monthly goals, my health tracker, the Instagram content I want to post for the next 3 days, my capacity charts. I showed you most of this morning. I just wanted to show what it looked like in the web version. So we can actually go into the iNotes now. It's my newest created page in like the last, I don't know, I created in December, so like in the last month. So I recreated the folders and I created a button. So the button will allow me to type a new thing and automatically categorize it. And then all the folders that I had in my iPhone, I recreated. And then I add different levels of status so I can separate them by top of mind, actionable references, so things that are still important but not like immediate, and then things that are in progress, like I just needed to write this down and I haven't done anything with it yet. So this is now my new notes page and I'm obsessed with it. I really like the idea of having a gallery view versus like on my iPhone I can't add pictures for the folder, so this was really also an aesthetic choice. And then I also write in when I create them just so I can see which days I have the most thoughts. As you can see, January 7th was a big one, but there are also some big dates in December, I feel like. Yeah, December 23rd, 24th, there were a lot of ideas. So I think that's just kind of fun to see which days are what. And then I also have a board view based on the folder and whether or not it's pinned. So this is like my go-to page every single day. At any moment I could have a thought, and I'm definitely a write it all down. As I said, I'm going to have a journal ecosystem in 2026, but the journals I bought are not supposed to be here until I think February 1st. So till then it's all going in here and even after. And then I'm big on just transferring. Like I will type it all and then I set aside time to write it down. There's something about that repetition. I used to do that in college when I would take notes. Like I would have our class notes and take attention there, but then I would rewrite my notes a lot prettier, a lot more intentionally after class, because something about turning it into physical writing helps it intake. And so that's part of my practice. I'm both digital and analog. I do not believe one is better than the other. I think both serve different purposes. So this is also a daily usage thing, and kind of along with that would be my bookshelf. So I am currently on a reading adventure. There's so many more books I want to buy, but for different reasons. And so this was actually something I just downloaded from Notion. Like I looked on their templates and looked up books, and this was the one that I liked the most, and it has been updated. These two books, Starless Sea and Dead Man's Hand, I'm actually still kind of reading, but I'm not one of those like pick up a book and then pick up another one and like reading 3 at the same time. I can't do that. It's like I can't do that. And so I have them as my reading next, even though I'm 5 pages into this, 50 pages into that. So, and then I have the books I want to read or have finished. So these are the finished ones and their ratings. And then the ones I haven't started but I want to read. So the bookshelf is definitely a staple, and anytime I buy a new book that I know I want to read, I add it to this. There are a lot of books in there that have not been added to this because they have not been scheduled. So yeah, so these are things I use daily in Notion. I don't really go to the other pages aside from my weekly planner daily. The weekly planner gives me a bigger picture of what's going on, and then I'll just pull up my daily planner while I'm at work. But then at the end of the day, when I need to plan for tomorrow, that's when I pull up my weekly planner. So then I'm like, all right, I can move things for tomorrow in here. The daily planner is just for today. what I need to plan tomorrow, then we have the weekly planner. So now that we're on my weekly planner page, like I said, this is when I need to do anything that has to do with not today. So like right now, when I need to plan out my tomorrow, I come to this page. I have here, again at the top, my most relevant notes. So I have this on as many quick pages as possible to create a note or to find a relevant note. I always have the photo of whatever video I'm recording also at the top, so this updates weekly, just to keep me in the frame of mind. And it's also something that creates excitement. Something I love about YouTube is, at least with the way it works in my life as both documentation and setting intentions, when I plan for the future, I am committing myself to a certain action. So when I said I was going to record this video, I am holding myself accountable to a certain level of productivity, to a certain level of time management, and having this photo up here makes me remember that, and I have to consider it even if it's not yet that day, which creates excitement for me, but also it's very cute. And also if it doesn't resonate with me when it's right here, it lets me know that it's not a good thumbnail. If I'm looking at this and I don't feel like, oh, I'm so excited to record that, we need to change the thumbnail, babe. Okay? And then we have my toggle list. So I've talked in different Scholar Diaries videos about my weekly to-do list as a scholar, my projects that I'm working on. Most currently it's my Klebsiella model, and then my job hunt to-do list, my creative to-do list. So I keep these toggled here. And then these are my actual to-dos that have been scheduled in for this week as a master to-do list, but then there's also a bigger version at the bottom. So again, I have the daily deficit log. If I click on this, it will take me to Excel. Right under it, I have my meal plan for the week. So this is done. Didn't follow the plan. I've not had taco salad yet, but that sounds delicious. Maybe that's what I'll eat tomorrow. So like, this is something I plan every single Sunday. So I'm going to actually start doing a weekly reset series. Instead of doing them every blue moon, I think I want to do it at least once a month because it does look different. I plan different meals, I have different to-dos, but I want to take you through what it looks like using this page every single week. So maybe once a month there will be a video of me going through my full process of how I reset week to week. Because like I said, responsibilities change and I have a lot going on. But yeah, at the top of the week, I sit down and I come to this page and I plan out everything. I plan out these meals. I adjust my tasks. I adjust my time blocks for the week. And then I adjust any of the jobs I want to apply for during the week. I update whatever workouts I want to do. And I make sure that I have daily health trackers set up for each day so that when I wake up, I can just fill it in. So this section here is just like, I could be here for 10 minutes just removing and moving things around, trying to make sure, can I actually do that? What I enjoy about this is I have the tags and I have how long it takes me. So whenever I set a task, I attach what identity it's tied to, like why am I doing this? Who am I to be doing this? I train because I care about having muscle. This is part of my ideal goal of losing a certain amount of weight. This is a daily habit. And that's really all I have to set. And then how long does it take me to do that? This has really helped me in setting my goals, because if I have 5 things on my list and they all take 4 hours, be so fucking for real. How are you going to do 4 things, like 12 hours of stuff in 8 hours? You know, so having this here has been life-changing. I think I added it in the summer. And so this is part of my practice. Like emailing people only takes less than an hour, but maybe something will take 2 hours, 3 hours. So setting tasks and setting how long I think it will take is really good. Something I learned from Slow Professors, to actually give yourself double the time you think it will take. So if I think that this writing thing will take an hour, I'm going to say it takes 2 hours, just in case. I also have my productivity tracker, which I'm still getting used to using. I created it a while ago, but the way I think of it is that, I kind of explained it this morning, I want to see how often I do it, and it's something I can fill in retroactively, because I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things I did, and I already filled in like how many I said. So if I had 6 things to plan to do and I only did 5, I can go ahead and update this and say, on this day I had planned to do 6 things and I completed 5 of them. So this was my productivity level. And sometimes I will fill in some of these things retroactively. Like maybe I'm not as on it during the week, so then I will on Saturday go through and fill in as much as possible, because I do like looking at these databases so I can find patterns. Like, is every Monday a certain amount of percentage? Is every Sunday? How do the patterns line up? When I go to that particular page and see them listed, it's very easy to see which days are most productive, which are not, which is the goal, to identify patterns in my behavior so that I can have interventions where necessary. There's also my Instagram content for the week, and these are just my ideal order. I actually have posted some of these this week. I did post my academic style diary. I did post new this. I posted my reading, writing, and researching this week. So normally what I like to do is replace whatever the empty place is with what I posted, so that I can have a record of what I posted on Instagram. And also, again, like, I like seeing the history of things. I enjoy that about Notion. And then below that, all of this is like in a weekly view, which is what I really fuck with. And then I have my daily health tracker, so I can see day to day how I'm doing with my recovery, with my participation. And every week it's its own focus photo for the gallery. So this week my reflection was like, you need more focus, you don't need more time. This is a version of that comes with the Flourish Planner, where you can kind of treat it like a bullet journal and fill in just that day's task. And so I admittedly don't use this section a lot. I actually use this one down here, because this is what populates in every other section. Like that in the middle that I just showed you, this right here stays right here. But if I put it in here in the calendar, it will show up everywhere else in Notion. So I use this more than that section, and I just write in my bullet journal what I would have in there. And I love this because it allows me to just think ahead, basically, and see it on the calendar. Like, I already have tasks planned in February, because when I go to my projects and goals, I can go to any particular project I am working on and assign tasks based on that goal. So say, like, I'm hosting a workshop tomorrow. I can write in host workshop, the day that I'm going to do it, add its tags and how long it will take, and it will show up on the calendar and everywhere else. And so sometimes I don't set tasks in the calendar. I will go to the project, and like, if I have a work meeting and I'm given 5 new tasks, I'm not going to automatically know where they need to go, but I know that they need to go in this project, and so I will type them all out, and then I will see where I have room to do them. Or I'll put fake dates, and then I'll go to the calendar and move them around based on what's already on that day. So it really just makes planning very efficient, having this calendar view. And I already, like I said, set recurring things that I know are going to happen. WPP is every single Sunday. My creative exercise is every single Wednesday. There are certain things I do every single Saturday, so I can go ahead and plan out quite a bit. And I also have whatever that month's goals are on this page, which we'll go to in a second, but this is also for quick access, so I can see what my individual goals are. So this is my weekly planner page. I do also have below here things that are upcoming. So I have my upcoming essays I'm going to post on my Substack. I can plan them out here. I also have whatever I am doing for YouTube, whether it's what I'm filming, what I'm posting, or what I'm editing. I've already posted these two as of this recording. Up next is the New Year Reset, and now I'm recording this one. But I have more to film. My videos are a month apart from when they're recorded. And then I have my ideal routines here at the very bottom. So I really love this weekly page, and like I said, this is where I am every single Sunday. This is where you can find me. If we want to go deeper onto certain pages that align with that, when I do my meals, sometimes I will go directly to the meal planner to do that. So there's a weekly meal planner here. So I go by the calendar, and I can just type in that I want this. And that way, when the time comes, even if I haven't set it, I have it available and it'll show up on my daily planner. That's what I love about how all of these are connected. As long as you have it visible where you want to, things are very actionable, versus if I just wrote it in my journal and then I never looked at that page again. It doesn't automatically show up somewhere else, you have to rewrite it, but here it will show up. So I've only planned out meals to a certain extent. I have a grocery list in here, menu ideas of things I can make, and then the recipe hub of what those things are. So I absolutely love this. This was one of those find a Notion template finds, like type in meals and this is what came up. Similarly, the workout tracker I used was also a Notion template find. And I explained earlier that I created templates for these, and so I can now show you what I mean. January, as you can see, is already populated for what I need to do, so I don't have to think about it. And this is something that I do monthly. At the top of every month, I go ahead and fill this in. So I fill this up until the first week of February, and then that first week of February, I will go in and update the rest of the month. I only fill it up to when I know I will. I don't want to be too presumptuous. But the way I do that is here, if I go to new, I've already added my different ones. I haven't actually added C. I need to add C to this, but I won't be at C until like May. But I can say I want to do chest and shoulders B block. I can choose the date I want to do it. Let's just say February 8th. Boom. Set it there. And then this is a template. I can press the exercises that are associated with it, and it will create those exercises in there, and it'll look how it looked as you saw this morning with those exercises and the best weight that I used with them. So I love this. I did not create this particular page, but it is very clutch and a part of my weekly routine. And that's the end of basically what I use weekly. I am looking at these pages at the start of every Sunday and Saturday, and I also look at my weekly planner at the end of every day, because like I said, it's how I plan tomorrow. I can't plan tomorrow in my daily planner. I can only do that here and in my bullet journal. So that's my weekly system that Notion helps me with, and similarly, ToDoIst has a similar function in my life of weekly recurring tasks. Now we're going a little bit bigger picture for the months and quarters and year. And I was doing something different before, but these are actually new pages I created based on my own personal system. So these don't come with, I believe, the Flourish Planner at all, but new screen recording. So I have here my monthly goals page, and I really enjoy a gallery database in Notion. It's just my favorite thing. So I created this in 2025, and the thought is every month gets its own vision board or Pinterest board, or this year I'm going single images, I think, for each month, so that each month has a particular focus instead of an array of focuses. And my January focus is making sure I wake up early. But I created this last year, and the way I use this is I put all my goals here at the start of the month, and then it shows up on my weekly planner so I can always check it in, and it shows up on my daily planner so that it's right there and I can click into it at any moment. And I also now have on my Instagram a goals check-in so I can see how I'm moving on these. So it has a vision board. I put at the top the vibe of the month. How do I want my hair? What do I want to wear? Like how I want to feel that month. What are my priorities this month? So that's at the top, the vibes. And then I have the specific goals for that month. And I've started this year having them in categories since I have so many. But before it was just very easy. Career goals, fitness goals, reading goals, YouTube goals, boom. And then also in here I have my weekly routine, my daily habits, and then I would save all of my cues, weekly review report cards in here for quick access, so that when I record my monthly resets, I have every single thing I need to reference in one spot. And then when it's time for a new month, I just duplicate this and update everything for whatever the current month is. And the way that it shows up on my Notion page is that I can put in here the date, and the date is going to be these from the 1st to the 31st. And so when I go to my other pages and I say I want to show this database and I only want to show for this month, and it will show this particular month. And so this is my January goals. I'm pretty sure I showed this in my last video, but in case I didn't, I've set my photo cover. My vibe this month is curls, baggy pants, collared shirts, pointy heels. I'm trying to get back into my whole coffee shop library era. And then these are my January goals. My fitness goals are to get my steps back up. I'm working on my book. I want to turn my scenes into real beats. I also have work goals, content creation goals, newsletter goals, reading goals, finance goals. Finance goals are a bit newer for me. Did not really think about financial planning at all until last year. As a grad student, I didn't make a lot of money, and I was like, girl, save what? What are we talking about? I'm just trying to make sure I pay the rent. What are we talking about? And so I've only just gotten out of the survival mindset, I think that people call it. And now I'm like, all right, maybe, people die, things happen. How will I take care of myself if what is currently my support system were to disappear tomorrow? Because that could happen. And so that's my frame of mind to be like, oh shit, I need an emergency fund. Oh shit, I need equity. Oh shit, I lost my job tomorrow, because anything could happen. I feel that in my bones now. My niece is dead. Like, anything could happen. So if something happened, how will I support myself? I need to start saving money. What? So yeah, I have finance goals now. And I also then have my usual goals with community and relationships. So this is what I open every single month, and it shows up on my weekly and daily planner so that I never forget it. And I also have WPP, where we check in about these things routinely. Similarly, I basically recreated this page for my quarters and created a quarterly review system. So a quarter is every 3 months. For some reason, the internet hates the lingo of quarter. They say that it's too corporate. And I don't know, some people actually work in corporate and think in quarters. Some people use the 12-week year. Some people do cycles. There's a lot of hatred for certain terms online and talking about your job. And I think what you spend 8 to 12 hours on every single day is a big part of your life. And I think it's okay to talk about that and use the language associated with it. No, it's not all you do, but it is a major part. And I don't think it should be weird to accept that. So whatever. Quarterly check-ins. As a student and a professor and a scientist and an academic, quarters have always been relevant to my life. So I think in quarters for sure. And this is a template that I have offered on my Patreon if you would like it. But I made the template because I wanted WPP to have access to it. So if you join our accountability group, you can get it for free. Amen. Or just join my Patreon and get it for free as well. So I started this in Q4 of last year, and it's basically exactly as it sounds. It's a quarterly review. I copied this for each quarter, and I made a bigger version for the New Year reset, because it was both New Year and Q1. So that's why we don't have a Q1 reset, but there will be a Q2 2026 version of this, where I fill in my big picture goals, my mission statement, my focuses, each month's habit analysis. I also just shared that video, and the analytics, the graphs associated with it, and what I can take away from it. And then also answer certain questions about my habit average. So how did I do with my habits, and then how did I do weekly? And I add memories for that quarter, reflection questions. What did I accomplish? What are my areas of improvement? What are my challenges and strengths? And then I update my system. So basically, what am I currently functioning at? What are the changes I want to see? How can I establish those things in my life to see those changes? And how does that reflect in my day-to-day life? So I want to have an 11,000 step average, so that I have that as my change in 2026. So that means I need to make sure that I go on daily evening walks, which is what I will be doing when I end this video on my inner tracking pad. And so that looks like having a nightly routine of walking. That's how my every single day is affected. So that's going from big picture to the day, which is how you think about systems. And then I reset for the next quarter. In the next 3 months, what do I want to have accomplished? What are my vibes? What are my total goals? And then break those down by category as well. And so the way this looks for my New Year reset, I created a 2025 version. So here's the yearly version of that. I just duplicated again the page, but then made it much more expansive to include certain analytics and reflection questions and things like that. So this is something you've already seen in my analysis video. But yeah, this is another version of that. Wow, I've lost more weight since then. That's amazing. So this is what I check in on yearly. I do not look at these 3 pages consistently. These are part of my larger system of reflection to hold me accountable to my big goals. So the last page that we have to visit for the big picture is actually going to be my content calendar. Since we've already seen the projects and rituals page, and we've already seen the newsletter page, and we've already gone over my Instagram content, the last page is my content calendar. So we're now on my content calendar page. At the very top, I have basically my blurb about my channel. Whenever I need to plan anything, I have to bypass this first so I remember what my mission is. I make productive PhD lifestyle vlogs for young adults focused on personal and career development. I am being the change I want to see. What kind of videos do I make? This is what's my mission? Why am I on YouTube? To empower authenticity through intentional documentation, to use my systems thinking to help others understand that they too can make informed, intentional choices to shape their lives. That's what I have right at the top. And then I have updated my pillars. So my pillars on my channel are the things that I'm willing to speak about because that's what I want to be known for. When you see my name, when you think about Quindle D. Jones, I want you to think Dr. Quinn. I want you to think about, oh, she's the math person. Oh, she's all about resets and intentionality and organization. Oh, she's the productive PhD. She has the We're Productive People Club. And so to support that, I need to create content that aligns with that. What do I have to make for people to know that I'm productive? What do I need to make them to know I'm the productive PhD? What do I need to make them to know that I have this community? What do I need them to know? Blah, 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 blah. And so these are the things I am going to focus on. I'm going to focus on my career, as I have been doing. Resets, to show my organization, my data-driven mindset in practice. Similarly with my reading journey and my writing journey this year, I want to share more specifically about that because that's a cornerstone of my scholarship, both as a scientist and as a creative. And then I am switching from body recomp diaries to blood sugar studies. So instead of, again, talking about how I'm making my ass bigger and my waist smaller, let's talk about how I'm regulating my blood sugar, how I'm improving my mood and my energy to be more productive and happy and have good mental health instead of focusing just on what I look like. Let's talk about and checking in with our goals to make sure that I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass and I'm not just performing productivity, but let's check in month to month. What have I actually fucking done? Right? Backing up what I say. And then it's not that I'm disavowing health and fitness because it's an important part of my life, but again, it's just going to be packaged differently. We're going to talk about long distance walking. We're going to talk about long distance walking. We're going to talk about different meals. We're going to talk about blood sugar tricks to make sure that you are living healthily. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about journaling. So like just switching the lens, right? And then also I have my late 20s diaries that's been going on for years now, since I was 25. And that's all about my reflections as a woman, the lessons I'm learning with reparenting myself, dating, relationships, autonomy, right? But I turned 30 this year, so I won't be able to say late 20s after that, right? So it's just really just about my journey as a woman, embracing womanhood. I don't want anyone to still on that I'm just a girl shit to worry about me. I'm here for the women, the people who are ready to step into responsibility and ownership of being a woman. And so these are my pillars, and I've updated these very recently as I've gotten clear on what it is I want to be known for and how I want to be known for it. So that part of my dashboard is just so essential. It's at the top because I always have to at least see it before I start planning anything. We have my master to-do, and so you saw my weekly planner where it had tags. I have Dr. Jones tasks and I have Dr. Quinn tasks. Dr. Jones tasks, she's a scientist. She's a mathematician. These are things I'm getting paid to do because I have my PhD. Dr. Quinn is a creative. She's a writer. She's expressive. She's a YouTuber, right? And so anything that's Dr. Jones goes on my work research hub. Anything that's Dr. Quinn goes on this page, my creative content calendar. And so that's what this is. Anything that has Dr. Quinn and it's for this week shows up on this to-do list. And so all creative related activities. And then we have the actual YouTube schedule. And so as I said, my videos are a bit apart in posting and recording. That's for privacy and for efficiency, basically. Like I share a lot, like I'm going to talk you through my whole to-do list every week, right? I would not be able to do that in real time because what if people were stalking me or something, or someone wanted to bite my shit or report me to work or whatever have you. What you're watching already happened. So there's no concern for present me for you to see that. Is kind of my approach to that. And so because of that, I also can think in the future. So I'm okay recording anything because I know where I'm recording right now, you're not gonna see this for a couple weeks. So that kind of releases some of that pressure of like, I need to be perfect. It's okay if I wasn't perfect. Like, I don't know how to explain that, but something about that distance of knowing that you're not gonna see this like tomorrow makes it easier to be real in my recording. Like, if I don't want it in here, I'll just cut it out. And then also I'll have hindsight. Hindsight is 20/20, they say. And that's another thing. So instead of like, if I recorded this today and posted it tomorrow, maybe there's some stuff that I should leave out that I don't realize. But if I edit this 3 weeks from now and I'm like, oh shit, that's not true anymore, that's not relevant, da-da-da, I can just remove it. But I still record all of it, but I have that hindsight to be like, this is what's important, this is what's relevant, etc. So that's why I said all that to say, that's why I have so many different views. I have a publishing view, which is different from my filming view. What I'm filming and what I'm publishing are never the exact same. So right now I'm filming this, but I'm publishing a different video next week. And so I need to be able to see that in what they look like. I need to see how they will show up on my YouTube, and I also need to see them in the calendar so I can see my filming calendar and my posting schedule. So I'm recording this today, but it's going to be posted on the 26th, so in 10 days from now. I am recording something next week that won't be posted until February. And so that's just a lot of comfort for me. I've been doing this for 3 years and it's been like this the whole time, and I really love it. And so yeah, when I am month to month, I go to this page and I actually plan out very ahead in advance. But that's because I like having the groundwork. Nothing I set for myself is permanent. Like, I have this, but I was just thinking the other day that I wasn't gonna record this till Monday. But then I was like, that's too late, Quinn. So I moved it to record today, because I had more time to record today than trying to record 2 videos next week. And maybe I don't want to talk about this just yet, so maybe I can move it to, but like, so it's very editable is my point. But I plan out so far in advance that I have something to work with. Instead of my problem being, oh, what am I going to film? My problem is, when do I want to talk about that? Because I know what I want to talk about. I have a lot going on. There's plenty to pick from. My videos are based on what's going on with me, so there's plenty to talk about. There's plenty to talk about. It's more about what's resonating with me right now, and strategically, how does it fit in the scope of my channel, right? So that's my setup. I generally keep it on the publishing view just so that I know what I need to be editing, essentially. And I also have a full editing schedule, because I recently added that because I was like, since there is that gap between when I record and when I post, I need to make sure I am understanding what I need to edit. So as you can see here, this video was recorded on the 4th and it's going to be posted on the 19th. So I need to edit sometime between the 4th and the 19th. The 17th is when I'm going to edit it. Am I really going to edit that tomorrow? Yeah, because it's only 2 hours in the morning, so I will be editing tomorrow. Yeah, and then I can't edit Sunday because I have both my morning and my evening taken. So this is what I mean. Perfect, great. So this is my content calendar. I keep the filming calendar open so I know what I'm going to film next. And I have the publishing view so I know what's going on my channel next. And this is generally how I look at it. And then like I said, I have it pretty planned out. I know what I'm going to talk about. I also have my Instagram calendar on here and my Substack calendar on here. I have my videos planned out for quite a while. So, and at any point I could change my mind and change these, but I do want them in here because when people say have an idea bank, I think they just have a big ass list somewhere. But my big ass list is already scheduled, and then I just move it around instead of like, it just feels more efficient to me. I say more efficient as if I move another way. I don't know what less efficient looks like. So yeah, this is my content calendar, my last big picture place as a creative. It's very central to my identity on YouTube. If I did not have this, I would not nearly be as organized or as communicative or clear in my work without this very clear understanding of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Shout out to the Black Girl Brand Club from like 2019 that taught me that I needed to know these things. They were like, if you're gonna get on YouTube, girl, why? If you don't have the why, don't waste your time. And that has been my thought since I started, and this has been built up over time, and I'm obsessed with it. So that's the end of my Notion tour. Stop recording. Hey friends, that is the end of my productivity system. I really hope this was helpful in understanding that my life has many moving pieces. I'm not just digital, I'm not just analog. I use both to make sure that I stay productive. I have many responsibilities, some that are, all of them are chosen. What a blessing to be tired of the things I've chosen to do, that I get to spend my time on the things that make me happy. And this is how I do it. If you've ever wondered, how do I stay so organized? I have a shit ton of things to keep me organized. I have calendar things, I have Notion things, I have written things, I have apps, I have accountability groups, I have many things in place to keep me on my goal path, and it does not happen accidentally. These all require a lot of thought, a lot of time, a lot of intention, and it's something that's available to anyone who's willing to put in the time. Like, I don't believe I am particularly special, though I'm very type A, but it's possible. These tools are available to anyone that is willing to, and if you need the support and the structure to make sure that you engage with it, then you should definitely join our accountability group. Is it still live when you see this? I believe when you're watching this, the enrollment window is still open until January 31st, 2026. If it's not, I will simply cut this out of the video and we don't have to worry about it until August 2026. But I hope this was helpful in understanding that my life must go from big picture to small picture, that I have a lot of goals and dreams that I shared in my last video, but they do not come into fruition without monthly intention, weekly intention, and daily action. Daily aligned steps. That is what it takes to make our dreams come true. We can't just think at the top of the year, I'm gonna change my life and then that be it. You have to have things in place to support what you're trying to accomplish. And that's what I wanted to show today. If you ever wondered, here's what it was. So thank you so much for spending this day with me. I'm about to eat me some snacks and I take this off and go to bed. And I hope I see you in my very next video. Bye, friend.